Hey everyone, it's Kerry again. This is the Monday is for Mission video. Um, it's more of a personal one this time. I mentioned to Patty that I haven't made the video yet. I was going to do it tonight, so I came out to the shop to do it, and I said I don't really have a topic in mind yet, and then I shared with her something I had found in one of my journals. And she said, why not let that be it? So with her permission, that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. I'll tell you what it is in just a minute, but I mentioned my journal. And a few weeks ago, I shared a video about journaling and how important that has been in my spiritual life and my spiritual development, my growth with the Lord. And journals have just been a major part of my kind of daily routine, and writing things down, writing out my thoughts, writing out my prayers. You can go back to that video and see a little more in depth as I discuss the process of journaling. But I keep my journals, and every once in a while I go through them, and I pulled one of the journals out for the purpose of finding a topic to do my Monday is for Mission video. And just a few pages into this one that I picked up, and I found this: PET scan results, no sign of it. Even the bone lesions are gone. And that was dated December the 15th of 2016. So I went into the kitchen and told Patty, I said, I found this entry in my journal that it's been almost 4 years now that you're cancer free. December 15th will be 4 years. And that's when she said, well, why not talk about that, our blessings and answered prayer. So that is the kind of is the subject of my Monday is for Mission video today, and for this week. I went back into another journal and wanted to find out, when was the diagnosis? When did we first discover it? And there's a whole process of journal entries leading up to it, and I'm like, oh, I'll hurry up and get to it. I'm looking for this particular date, but it was a process of discovering the lump, of having that checked out, of doing a biopsy, then having the lump removed, and going all the way through that. And then we come to February 16th of 2016, and that's when I put down the entry. We learned that it is lymphoma. The C word, the big C word. We discovered for sure that it was cancer. And we had, hesitation and concern leading up to that. And then we got the news. So that began a very fast year of treatments. And those treatments ended that year. It all seems like a big blur to me. It seems, in looking back, that it was longer than it was. The days just kind of drug out. But we had an incredible church family that was supporting us at that time. We learned about it when we were living in Texas. And an amazing church family, a true family, rallied around us and loved us and prayed for us and supported us through learning the news and finding out what the treatment course would be and walking with us through that. So we were so blessed. God provided for us abundantly in that. And I remember we gathered for our missional community meeting in a home, and we shared this news with them. And Patty said, and we had talked about it before that particular missional community gathering that evening, that and she said this. She said, we just want Jesus to be magnified through this. And that was our prayer. And we believe that he was. We didn't always face it with the probably the best attitude, of course. It's a scary, scary thing when you're afraid of losing your spouse. You think ahead what might happen, and there's anxiety. I'm just being honest. There was a lot of fear in my heart, a lot of anxiety that was present. But we walked through it. God was faithful. He carried us through each treatment, as difficult as it was. There were reactions to the treatment Patty had, not necessarily nausea and many other things you might think with chemotherapy, but other things that just kind of took us by surprise. High fevers and having to go into the hospital with infections, and it was one bad year. Now that I think about it, the year of 2016, from the very beginning of finding the lump to the very end of the year. But at the end of that year, as I wrote in the journal, December the 15th of 2016, we had that final PET scan. We've got an all clear. Even the bone lesions were gone. So grateful for an awesome oncologist and a team that worked with us and stayed with us through it and did the treatment. And it was an incredible experience to feel God's love and His presence with us through this whole thing. To know that He was there through this. And, it's one of those life experiences that so many people, countless people encounter. But here we found ourselves in the middle of it. We'd never thought that we would. You never think you're going to be the one to have to deal with this, but there you find yourself. So we experienced God's love in amazing ways, His faithfulness to us through all of this. And Patty had another scan. She's had one about every 6 months since then. Everyone has come back clear, including this last one, which was done just last week. Clean as a whistle, as the doctor told us this last week. So we're grateful, but with every scan that comes, with every appointment, follow up, there's in the back of my mind, I confess, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, has it come back? Has it come back? And it hasn't. God has been good. So we trudge on. There have been other health issues that have come along, but in all of it, God is faithful. God is good, and we love Him so much because of His love for us. He has loved us and expressed that love through His presence, with us. So we continue day by day, walking with Him, trusting in Him, and I just encourage you, whatever your circumstances you find yourself in, and you may be in far worse circumstances than we were or have been, and so many are in much worse shape. But no matter your circumstances, know that there is a God who sees and knows and loves you and is walking with you and wants to come near you and carry you through those times when you cannot walk. Even those times when you think you can, just rest. Put your full weight in His arms and trust Him. And He will carry you. He will get you through this because He is good. He is good. There are many mysteries about God. We can't pin Him down. We can't nail Him down. We cannot put Him in a box. We can't figure Him out. So many times it's such a mystery about God. But these things we do know about Him, that He is good. He cannot act any differently than being good, and that He loves us. So if we know those two things, and those two things are absolutely true, they're anchored throughout the entire Bible. He is good and He loves us. If we can hang on to those two anchors, then we can endure any storm that this particular life has to throw at us. He will sustain us. He is good and He loves us. Now it's interesting, I just noticed this when I came in here into the shop. And the journal that I used to write all this down, everything is going to be okay. How about that? Everything is going to be okay. And it's just, God's little sense of humor that he throws in there, excuse me, every once in a while. And everything is going to be okay. Life is tough. Bad things happen. Horrible things happen. But be assured, because God is good and because he loves us, because he loves you, everything is going to be okay. God bless you. This is my Monday is for mission. Don't forget his mission. Make disciples of Jesus. We love you guys. Have a great week.